Good morning, students of class ninth. In the previous video, we have discussed about the ideologies of the Frenchmen, that what was the ideology of the French people who led a major role in the beginning of the revolution, of the French Revolution. Now today, we are going to study about the story that how the French Revolution was started, that what lead to the starting of the French Revolution, and when it was said that now the revolution has outbreak. Right. So let us discuss that. See, the Estate General had not been convinced since 1614. Right. There, as we have already discussed, that in the French society there were three estates. The first one was clergy, the other was nobility, and the third one was consisting of the remaining citizens. The name of the state was only remaining citizens. Now, clergy and nobility were the persons, were the people who were of the elite classes, and they did not use to pay the tax. Clergy was in the hand of the church owners. Clergy was the church owners, and nobility were the people working in the churches, and they also belong to the soldiers or the army men or the officers of the French government, right? And remaining citizens were the people consisting of businessmen, basically called as bourgeoisies in the French society, peasants, farmers, and artisans, right? And they were the people who were paying taxes. Now, in the French society, whenever any law was made, there was any increase in the taxes or any other decision, a general meeting was called up, and in that meeting the representatives of the clergies, nobilities, and the remaining citizens used to be there, and these representatives were called as estate generals, right? These were the three estates, and these representatives were called as estate generals. And from a long time, the estate generals were demanding for a meeting so that their grievances can be heard of, because earlier we have studied that there were crises in the French society due to crop failure and other reasons, so they were demanding for a meeting. And we have already discussed that the king at that time was Louis 16. He was Louis 16 was the king. Now they wanted to have a meeting with the king, and the king accepted that, and the king called for a meeting, right? And it was in May 1789 that he called a meeting, and the meeting was called at the palace of Versailles. There only the meeting was called, and the date is very important, you should remember it. It was 5th May 1789 when the meeting was called. Now, when at the palace of Versailles the meeting was called, it is also discussed in the past that the king you called the meeting so that he could increase the taxes, right? He could increase the taxes, because we have already discussed that the financial condition or the economical condition of the state at that time was not very good, right? As there were wars going on, when the king sat on the throne, at that time only the economical condition was very bad of the state. So the financial condition was not good due to the war payments and or the war expenses. The increase in taxes was demanded, and the king wanted to have a meeting for that, right? Now the meeting was held, the meeting of estate generals on 5th May 1789 it was held. I am again saying that the date is very important, on 5th May 1789, and it was held at the palace of Versailles, of Versailles. The meeting was held. When the meeting was held, how it was done, let us see. A convocation of the Estate General was called at the Palace of Versailles on 5th May 1789. As it was not possible for the king to unilaterally increase the taxes. I said that he wanted to increase the taxes, but the king cannot increase the taxes unilaterally. Right? Means he cannot increase the taxes just by himself, so he called for a general meeting. And what happened? to unilaterally increase the taxes. The convocation was called to seek approval of the planned financial policy. Representatives of all the three estates attended the convocation. Traditionally, each state had a single vote, and whatever the first two estates decided, their vote prevailed upon the third estate. Now, there is a technical point. In the meeting, there was voting done, right? Means a king will ask the three estates, and the three estates will vote for it. Now, every estate, whether it was clergy, nobility, or remaining citizens, each had one vote. One vote for clergy, one for nobility, and one for the remaining citizens, right? But as we all know, that these two states were the privileged class, the clergy and the nobility. They used to do voting in the favor of themselves only, and the decisions made by the clergy and the nobility were imposed on the remaining citizens, because remaining citizens were in minority according to the voting system. And due to this reason, they were always imposed of the decision that was made by the clergy and nobility. Though the number of people in the remaining citizens were high, but the power was in the hand of clergy and nobility, because they used to have one vote each. So, the third estate, right? The third estate dissent to it. They did not agree. They said that as we are representing more people, as we are representing more people, so we should have more number of votes. As they were right also, they were representing more people, and clergy and nobility were representing less number of peoples, so they should have more vote. They were asking for that. And they demanded that not only the representatives, but every member who was in the remaining citizens in the third estate should be given a vote. So the proposal was turned down by the King Louis XVI. This proposal was made that every citizen should be allowed to vote, and the king didn't agree with this. As as a result, the members of the third estate walked out of the hall. The hall in which the meeting was happening, the members of third estate left it, and they went out of the hall. They claimed to represent the common people and wanted more say in the affairs of the state. They met in the indoor tennis court of the place and took the oath to not despair till they had drawn the constitution. Now, they left the hall, the palace of Versailles. They were in the palace of the Versailles, but they left the hall in which the meeting was happening. When they left the hall, after leaving the hall, they took a oath in the tennis court, right? In the indoor tennis court, and that they will frame the constitution. They will frame the constitution, right? And they took a oath that they will frame a constitution, and that oath is very famous in history, and that oath is called as the oath of the tennis court, right? It is also called as oath of the tennis court. It was the oath taken by the people, and it was called as the oath of the tennis court because it was taken inside an indoor tennis court which was in the palace of Versailles, and there only they took the oath of framing the constitution. They went ahead and named themselves the National Assembly and decided to end the absolute power of the king. The radical ideas of the sovereignty of the nation was promoted. Although the people who were of the radical ideas were belonging to the families of the king, but they were of the opinion that the absolute monarchy should end. Right now, there should be not absolute monarchy, but the people's say should also be there. There should be democracy in the country, right? So I hope from this video you would have understood that what was the meeting called for, when it was called, and how Louis XVI was planning to increase the taxes, but that condition was worsened because the people started a revolt, a revolution. There only, from there only the revolution was started, and they took a oath called the oath of the tennis court, in which they decided to frame the constitution. I hope students you would have understood about this. We will study more about the French Revolution, that how the French Revolution started, how it started. We have studied now, and how the French Revolution carried on. That how, what were the events that took place, and in the next video we will meet. Till then, take care, stay home and stay safe. Thank you.